Alright, we're recording. Hello and welcome to the first ever Scooby-Doo First Frights Indie Present tutorial. This is the first of however many part series where I'm gonna teach you how to speedrun the any percent category in this game. So in this video I'm not gonna go over any levels. I'm just gonna go over some general things that I think you need to know before getting into, this thing. So first thing, please try and play the game before you try and run it, because you need to have a feel for it. And this game might take a little while to complete if you're the kind of person who gets bored at repetitive sections easily, because this game can be pretty samey sometimes. But I do still recommend you just play through it once if you're trying to just get through it fast. It shouldn't take you more than like a day or two, a few days if you're playing on and off. Second thing, movement, because that is probably the most important part of this run, and you're gonna have to utilize it a lot. So once you finish playing, you might realize, okay, well, I can just move around, I can jump, I can double jump, I can ground pound, and I can jump attack, and then I have a special ability. The thing about this is that you have to use these very carefully, because you can run around and stuff like that, because that's the fastest method of movement. When you're trying to cross gaps, you might think, okay, let me just double jump. And I see this with a lot of runners where they just double jump everywhere and do it for everything, and you really shouldn't be doing that, because you're actually losing time. Because if you didn't realize, when you're jumping, you're losing your momentum. So if I try and cross this small gap here, I can jump, I can double jump, but you see I'm going higher, and thus I'm going to take longer to fall down and regain control, because running is the fastest thing you do, fastest way of moving around. The most optimal thing to do here is, if it were a slightly bigger gap, you just do a regular jump, but for something as small as this, you can just do a jump attack, and it might be a little fast for you to realize, but just jump and attack. You can do it pretty fast, but as a beginner, as long as you do because when you jump attack, what happens is, okay, you're jumping and you attack, and that kind of starts you in the free fall animation faster, so it's faster than just jumping, because you see you kind of like stick in the air for a little bit, so then you jump attack and then you fall a little faster. So that's just simple movement optimizations, and this is it's different for different characters in the game, because for characters like Daphne and Scooby, they have these really short ones, as well as Velma, and you have to take as much advantage of this as possible. And I'd recommend just practicing quick jump attacks, because you're gonna need to use this a lot, especially in combat. As well as, let's switch to Velma. Hers are pretty fast, and you can cross gaps. But then with Fred and Shaggy, their jump attacks are actually longer. They're mid-air attacks, I should say. So you see, you should use these to cross much larger gaps than like this, where you can just and because their mid-air attacks are longer, for crossing these these short gaps, you might as well just jump just normally, because you're just sticking in the air longer. You might as well just, so that's somewhere where attacking mid-air is actually slower than just doing a regular jump. Okay, and I'll show off Shaggy as well. So you see they kind of glide in the air for a short period of time before falling. So it can be inefficient for small gaps, but it's very good for larger gaps, because you can see how far I cruise here. So you'd want to practice these a lot, because this is very important, and I cannot stress that enough. And there's also extending your jumps. So in this game, there's kind of, I forgot what the term was, but you know, like in those Roadrunner cartoons, I think it's like coyote jumps or coyote time or something. I think it's coyote jumps, because when Wile E. Coyote, when he falls off like a cliff or something, he has a momentary period where he's just kind of looking down, like in disbelief, as if, how am I gonna fall to my death? Well, in this game, you kind of have a similar thing where you can kind of perform a grounded attack in midair. So like this, oh gosh, like this. You see, I fell off, but I can also like extend my jump. So you want to practice this as well, because that's very important. And the level I'm in, like just up ahead, is a very like, there's a skip where you use the space jump like that. So you want to master these skills, and of course you learn by doing. So you can play through the game. You could use these to your advantage. Well, you will use these to your advantage. But I think that's about it. Mainly just try and have some experience with the game. Work on your movement, because that's very important. And then when you're ready, we can hop into the first level. Alright, thanks for watching.